The legal showdown. Is Justin Baldoni dodging the witness stand? We are currently witnessing a race to trial that feels more like a psychological thriller than a legal proceeding. At the heart of the storm, a desperate scramble to find out if Justin Baldoni and his associates are actually going to show up to look the jury in the eye, or if they're going to remain flickering ghosts on a deposition screen. In the world of federal court, Judge Lyman is the one holding the baton, and right now he's demanding a very specific symphony. By this Friday, both sides in the Lively versus Wayfarer case have to submit what's called a joint pretrial order. Now, don't let the word joint fool you. In legal terms, this isn't a peace treaty. It's more like two people who can't stand each other being forced to share a single sleeping bag. They have to agree on a 13-item checklist that includes everything from the names of the law firms involved to a brief summary of what the trial is even about. Imagine trying to write a brief summary of a fight with someone who disagrees with you on the very definition of the word is. It's an administrative nightmare. They have to hammer out deposition designations, which is basically taking a massive, boring transcript and highlighting only the juicy parts that prove their point. If Lively's team wants page 102, lines 3 through 10, Wayfarer's team is likely fighting tooth and nail to make sure that context remains hidden. But while the paperwork is piling up, there is one specific item on that 13-point list that has caused a total breakdown in communication. It's the list of witnesses. And let's just say, the RSVPs for this trial are looking a little suspicious. Why is Wayfarer being so coy about who is actually walking through those courtroom doors? Lively's legal team, led by the persistent Go is accusing Wayfarer of playing a game of hide-and-seek. Specifically, they want to know if Justin Baldoni, Jamie Heath, Steve Sarowitz, and Jen Abel are going to testify in person. Wayfarer's response? A collective shrug. They've essentially told Lively's team, "We don't know if they're coming, and honestly, you can't make them." How can a witness just decide not to show up? Enter Rule 45 of the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure. This is a quirky little legal boundary known as the 100-mile rule. Essentially, a court only has the power to compel a witness to show up in person if they live within 100 miles of the courthouse. If you live 101 miles away, congratulations, you are officially outside the jurisdictional subpoena power. Wayfarer is leaning heavily into this. They are arguing that because the claims against Baldoni and the others were dismissed during summary judgment, they are no longer parties to the lawsuit. They are just regular citizens now, citizens who happen to live very, very far away from the witness stand. But is a dismissal really the end of the road, or is Lively about to pull a technicality card of her own? Lively's lawyer, Go isn't buying that they're just private citizens argument for a second. He's digging into the deep archives of legal procedure to find a loophole, and he thinks he's found one. Rule 54B. In plain English, Go is arguing that even though the judge dismissed the individual claims against Baldoni and crew, a final judgment hasn't actually been entered. Think of it like a sports game where the ref has blown the whistle on a play, but the game clock is still running. Technically, until that final buzzer sounds, the Rule 54B judgment, they are still defendants in the eyes of the law. Go wants the court to compel them to appear because, without them, Lively is left fighting a shadow. As the clock ticks toward Friday, a mysterious telephone conference might hold the key to the mystery. While we wait for the witness list to be finalized, the race to trial is hitting its peak. On the court's docket, a line item appeared for a telephone conference that just happened. We don't have the minutes yet, but in the legal world, a sudden phone call with a judge usually means one thing. Someone is screaming for help. Lively's team is likely begging the judge to force Wayfarer to show their hand. Meanwhile, Friday isn't just about the witness list. It's the day we see. Motions in limine. These are the legal preemptive strikes, where lawyers try to ban certain evidence from ever being mentioned to the jury. Voir dire. The specific, loaded questions lawyers will ask potential jurors to make sure they aren't biased, or to find the ones who are biased in their favor. Jury instructions. The rule book that tells the jury how to decide the fate of Lively and Wayfarer. This is the invisible part of the law. It's the framework that determines what the jury is allowed to hear, see, and believe. If Baldoni doesn't show up, the jury might only see his deposition. And as any trial lawyer will tell you, a video of a man talking is never as impactful as a man sitting 10 feet away from you, sweating under the bright lights of a courtroom. We're standing on the edge of a legal cliff. By the end of the week, we will finally know if Justin Baldoni is going to face the music in person, or if he'll remain a digital ghost in a courtroom gallery. This case is a reminder that the law isn't just about right and wrong, it's about who plays the rules the best. What do you think? Should the court force former defendants to show up in person, or should the 100-mile rule be respected? Would you be more likely to believe a witness if you saw them in the flesh, or does a video tell the same story? Drop a comment below and share your thoughts.